Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. So every weekend on a Sunday, we give you guys a weekend update, kind of review what happened this weekend. There's a lot going on. Ordinals Asia was a huge hit, man. We're hearing amazing stuff. The FOMO of not going is really hitting us right now. We should be there. That should be us there, but we didn't. And that was a decision that we made, and a decision we got to deal with. But the amount of alpha that is coming out from there is absolutely insane. We have a lot here to talk about, and we're gonna start this off with it's Mother's Day, right? So definitely, guys, go out there, treat your wives, treat your mothers, have a good day. Crypto's gonna be here tomorrow. Have a good day today. But for the people who who don't really have that, this is for you guys, man, and we appreciate you guys watching. But without further ado, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And yeah, just like you said, man, make sure that you're spending quality time with your family. And for those that are just at home chilling, hopefully this will give you some insight on what's kind of happening. It's a little slow, but there's some stuff definitely coming out of the conference, like you said.
For sure. And it really kind of all starts with the king, right? So it doesn't really matter what anything else does, because if the king doesn't go up, everything else kind of stalls out. So let's see. We're gonna have our weekly close in about 12 hours. So I'm actually excited for that. The weekly close is always a big thing.
Yeah. Yep. Here's the weekly chart. And it looks like the 1, 2 past 5 closes have been read. It looks like it didn't dip that bad last week compared to the previous week, but we'll see what happens today. We're at 61,000. It looks like it closed at what did it close last week?
I think it was around there, 60.
Yeah, 62.5, around there. So we'll see what happens for the shorter term time frames. You can see Bitcoin definitely taking a dip since the weekend started. Wow, we were at 63,000, and then we've been really hanging out in this range of 60,000 to 62,000, just up and down. Well, 61.5 really. And that's kind of where we are right now. I don't know, just kind of feels like a very sideways, very a little bit sideways with a little bit of bleed out. We'll see what happens. People said May was what was it, sell and go away, selling May and go away.
Selling May and go away. It's been the thing. It's a TradFi thing, right?
Yeah.
Of course it affects Bitcoin, but not as much as it always affected TradFi. But now that we are in TradFi, being an ETF, I think that we're going to be very correlated to what the stock market does going forward, especially with Bitcoin.
But yeah, for sure. I agree with that. It might not be exactly I don't know. It's gonna be actually interesting because Bitcoin did cling to the S&P the past couple cycles, but then it seemed like it broke away a little bit. But the ETF thing, you would think it would kind of reattach. Yeah. We'll kind of see. This is definitely like new territory for everybody, right? So
yeah, man. So I'm thinking this week's gonna be good. What are you thinking for this week? I think we have a green candle going forward next week. I think it's about time, and I think we start bouncing back a little bit. It might not be what we think it is, but it's probably going to be potentially maybe we'll be up to 63, 64 during the week next week. And I'm very optimistic. I'm very bullish. So for me, it's going to be impossible to ever hear me say we're going to have a red candle next week. So I think we're going to be very green.
Yeah. I think that probably continue to chop back and forth. No super large fluctuations or anything like that. I don't think. it's we'll see. You know, initially after the halving, I was expecting, you know, the last or the first week of May to kind of be a little bit more bullish. We'll see if it's going to be towards the end of this month or what. That's the hard thing about Bitcoin is, especially like with this cycle, it's like, what do you go off of? And I think every cycle is like that too. Like
Yeah.
people say, oh, well, the cycle before this one did this, and then it's like there's similar like, you know, price action, but then something kind of major difference happens, right? And so I feel like that's going to be the same case here. But at the end of the day, it might be a little bit boring in May, honestly, if you're just going to be straight up honest. But we will do our best to keep things spicy and you know, uh, at least keep you entertained. And I think that we're pretty good at that.
Because we're not going away, guys. You're stuck with us. We're going to be here for a very, very long time. But let's get into the reason why people watch. We're going to get into a lot of alpha stuff here. What do you want to hit on first?
Yeah. So let's jump right into the biggest news that, you know, came out of the conference here.
Yeah.
It looks like it's official. Liquidium Token Rune is the official token of Liquidium. Points are the alpha. So they have been posting about points, and you have been letting the community know and our audience know that, you know, you've been trying to acquire as many points as you can.
Yeah.
And so obviously now we know that that's going to be a part of the token distribution, or at least like part of the allocation for the airdrop. So with that being said, I don't know, how bullish does this make you on the actual token? Obviously, you know, they come out of BTC Startup Lab, so they have investors behind them and stuff. Some people get turned off a little bit by that. I actually think that the game just changes a little, you know, changes in terms of your approach. So you can still win with, you know, PvP or VC, it doesn't matter. You just have to change your strategy up a little bit, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, so I was looking at the tokenomics, and they recently changed their tokenomics, but the previous tokenomics was 5% of the supply will go to the airdrop, right? So there's only 3,409 users of Liquidium right now.
Wow.
Tiny supply, right? So let's just say you are one of them, right? And potentially, I was doing the math at $100 million market cap, and I'm not saying they're going to get there. I'm just saying at $100 million market cap, that's $1,000 per person, right? So,
Crazy.
and that's at 100. That's at 100 million. So I'm thinking in my head, you know, if I went and I recently bought a Node Monkey. I bought two before, and I sold them, and now I feel like this is a good spot. So I just took out a loan on my Node Monkey for another account, and I paid paying $500 to borrow that money. I'm not going to do anything with that money. I'm just using that as paying for the Liquidium token, right? So I took out a loan. I'm going to get some points. The Node Monkey is probably going to push me up pretty high. I'm probably going to be in the between 1,000 and 2,000 on the leaderboard here. So, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I might do it again to get more points. To me, I feel like that's just kind of paying for the token a little bit. But I think that I'm so bullish on you know, this is one of the first dApps here. I mean, there's definitely more, but you know, borrowing and lending in this space is going to be monsters, and we're going to talk about another one later. But right now, I just think that this is going to be big. This is big for the space, and I just want to say too, I knew it. I said it weeks ago that was their token. I said it weeks ago because I knew that, you know, they had to pay a lot of money to get that spot with their at. They're not like very low, you know what I mean? So, and no one's going to just pay that as a joke or like a scam, you know? So that was a big thing for me.
Yeah, no, you did call it. You knew that this was coming, and once they kind of announced the points like months ago when we had Robin on, it's funny. Like you can see that we try to get that you know question out to these project founders. Are you going to launch a token? They hate to answer that because there's obviously reasons why. But we kind of knew right then and there that like the point system was going to be how this worked, right? Look, Liquidium is definitely one of the first projects to come out of that BTC Startup Lab in the Ordinal space. You know, I know that they originally weren't focused on that, but they've transitioned very well. So this token is big news coming out of there. It is a Runes token. I guess that's what they were kind of waiting for, that protocol to drop. And so we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see more and more utility stuff come out of Runes ecosystem as time goes on.
Yep. So this was on. It wasn't on the halving block, but it was the one after, and it was
Yeah.
it's token 907 on that block. So it's probably like in the probably in the thousands. But still, I mean it's expensive to do that. You're not gonna pay that money as a joke. You know what I mean? So or because if the team comes out and says that's not our token, then it's scrap. You just wasted all that money. So I
Yeah.
knew once I saw this that this is the real deal. It's
Yeah.
pretty obvious
And
to me.
for utility tokens like this, I don't feel like the number really matters as much because
Yeah.
they're going to gain their value based on like how the community and their community and the ordinal audience values their service and their platform. So I
Yeah.
think that like, we're going to see more and more of those as time goes on though, and they won't really see their rise up until I think like after that first like runes bull run, because the memes kind of need to get their hype out of
Yeah.
the way, and then we'll see kind of like what we did with BRC20, right? That the utility stuff came in that second run up. That's how I feel with runes, but it'll be rewarding.
I feel differently about this one. Just because it's the biggest app. There's a DApp being used every single day by users, right? And it's
Yeah.
only 3,400 users. And with them getting the airdrop and stuff like that, I don't think these people really dump this.
Yeah.
I just think there's gonna be a lot, you
And
know what I mean?
Liquidium
So
might go up, in that first run up. I'm talking about
yeah.
utility tokens, like in
Yeah, I
general,
got you.
like the feel of runes. You know what I mean? I feel
Mhm.
like those more of those are going to pop up in the second run up. But yeah,
Yeah,
obviously Liquidium's a little bit different. That's like it's kind of like Track was in the beginning too. Track did well in the first run up too.
yeah,
It did. It got to like I think 80 cents. Remember, and that's
yep.
coming from like a 10 cent to 11 cent start that a lot of people got in at, and then it got all the way to 80, 90 cents. And so that's something I can definitely see with them like jumping
Yeah.
up in the beginning too.
Very bullish on this token. This will be something I'm gonna be holding long term. And I can sleep holding this. If I got 10K, 20K in this token, I can go to sleep. It won't bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's one thing I like to do. I like to hold tokens that I can sleep at night with, and not really worry about it because they're long term holds. And this is definitely one for me. I'm very bullish on Robin, and I'm very bullish on this little thing right here. Runes coming soon. You can borrow and lend against your runes. I know BRC20 here, but I'm hearing they're having issues with the transfer inscription stuff. So, but runes will probably be out before BRC20s. I'm hoping anyway. But I think that imagine borrowing against a big chunk of runes. That'd be pretty awesome, especially if it's their own token. So,
yeah,
who knows what happens in the future? But very very bullish on these guys, man. So
for sure, 100%. And one thing too, you said that long term hold, and there's some people in the audience that might be like, that's crazy because there's like obviously investors involved and stuff, but you have to remember like they still doesn't those VCs and stuff and the investors they want this token to pump like Pico top two. It's not like they don't
yeah,
want it to. It's about like when are they going to take their their profit, which it's very strategic, obviously, from a investor side, large investment entity side. They have to make their money. So that's where I think like the strategy in gamified strategy comes into play to be more focused. You got to be more focused on that, like versus like a natural organic project that you can maybe take a little bit more time. But like
yeah,
from our past experiences, we know like organic VC or not, like you gotta be focused on when you're gonna take your profit. You know what I mean? So like Bitcoin gets to like 250,000,
yeah,
and then all these ecosystem tokens take off because they will, the ones that have legs and stuff. You're talking about billion-dollar market caps. You better get out because there's going to be entities that are making sure they're getting their money that they put into it.
yeah. And you got to remember too, like if they end up making this some type of DAO system with a voting process and stuff like that, some of these VCs might not want to sell. A lot of the times too, when they do a token airdrop, they do it to decentralize it, right? So let's just say like in the future, they there's a thing right, maybe eventually down the line. I'm not saying this is something possible, it's just in my brain, but you might see a governance thing right here. You hit governance and you can kind of vote on things with the protocol, and that would make it decentralized. And a lot of the times these bigger guys, yes, they want to take profit, but they love control, right? They love being able to dictate, different things that could potentially make them money in the future as well. So if there's a governance, I don't think maybe they don't take profit. Maybe they want those tokens to control and make money a different way. But
Yeah,
that's a possibility as well.
I agree. All right, so we got into that. Let's also go here. Let's jump here to
Okay.
Ordzaar. Ordzaar going to build the most degen swap platform in runes.
Yeah.
OdinSwap. Ordzaar Pass holders will be getting Rune 122. That's another big news announcement
It's
about
huge.
utility, right?
Yep. Shout out our boy Nakib, man. We met Nakib in New York, man. One of the most amazing people that we've ever met. Absolutely amazing. He did get Yagobi sick, but no, just kidding. But it was all
No, he
good.
did get me thick. He did get me sick.
So nah, Nakib's the man. We love Nakib here. But he says, as announced publicly during Ordinals Asia event, the alpha is Ordzaar. Alpha from Ordzaar is this. We are going to build the most degen swap platform in runes. Degens rejoice. For Ordzaar Pass holders, you know what you'll get. You'll be getting number 122 and more. OdinSwap. It's a cool one. So go follow this, guys. OdinSwap. So in New York, I was messing with Nikki and I was like, "Yo, what's the alpha, bro? What's the alpha?" And he gave me a little, in a few words, and he says, "If you tell anyone," and then I ended up telling somebody right in front of him.
Yeah. And you weren't drinking either. So I was like, what's
I
going
don't
on
drink.
here?
Yeah, I
I was
know.
like, what?
Oh, just so
Is
it
he
was.
buzzed somehow?
But it was a slippage because I wasn't sure which part was the alpha. So it was just one of those things. But yeah, but shout out Nakeev, shout out the Ordzaar team, shout out OdinSwap. Obviously it's gonna be a centralized swap, it's gonna be like dot swap, gonna be like with Fluid has as well. It's but the more the merrier, right? So the more liquidity these things have, the better it is for us. They're building infrastructure, and we're getting infrastructure from a lot of different places, and and having trusted people like Nakeeb and like Ordzaar behind it, that makes me bullish.
Yeah. I mean, the I feel like the maxi, little bit of maxi in me, hates that like we have to take this route, but it's kind of been forced in terms of limitations of Bitcoin's chain and also
Yeah.
the demand that the space wants, right?
Yeah.
So I think that like no other good person to lead that than Nakeev and Ordzaar. So I'll be using it. I'm gonna try to limit myself in terms of degenning, but it's going to be interesting. I think this next 6 months is going to be very, very interesting and fun, and like
Yeah.
break things and start using things, and our trading experience will change. I can almost guarantee that.
100%. What we got next?
All right. So let's see here. Let's go to Fluid Tokens here because Fluid Tokens is actually a lending and borrowing, sort of like Liquidium, but they also offer like a DEX for runes right now. It's like
Yeah.
I'll say it's a swap, like a ordering book style. So basically what they said is every interaction earns you points. So they're kind of following that Liquidium route
Yep.
here. These points will be used for upcoming rewards, currently in internal testing, exciting developments coming soon. So these guys move fast. We know that,
Yeah.
right? We've seen them since they first came on the scene with just borrowing and lending. They do things different than Liquidium, but then they're very fast because they have experience over on Cardano, which is a UTXO chain, and so they know how to do things. And their team is developers. Like there's like a team of 3 that are developing, and we've talked to them several times. But I don't know, this is exciting too. So like, are you like now saying, okay, I'm just going to use my strategy that I used over there, I'm going to start doing it over here now?
Yeah, same thing. I'm gonna start using the swap. I'm gonna have more time during the week, and I'm gonna over here. I'm gonna do a couple swaps today, 3, 4, 6. Beef it up as we get closer. But yeah, again, Fluid token is one of the tokens I want. Obviously, they have a Cardano token, and they're going to be bridging it over here, which is awesome. And then, but they will be rewarding users of this with their token, and I'm big on that. And you got to think too is like, not only will this token be an amazing, token backing these guys, but it's also a bridge, potentially to Cardano and stuff like that. And we're not bullish on Cardano at all. You know what I mean? I don't like Chalice because I don't like that, but It's just more utility. There might be something over there in the future that you're trying to get to. It's an easy way to get back and forth to multi-chain, right? And the future, I think we both believe this. The future is multi-chain. We obviously we love Bitcoin, and we're going to be one of the store all of our assets here on Bitcoin. But there might be something on another chain we want to bring over to Bitcoin to store it properly. And I think that's big. And these guys, Raul, man, we had a conversation with him. We did a video with him. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's one of my personal favorites. Talking with people like him was just like, it was, mind blowing. I was like, holy crap, like this guy, he's really in this, man. And I was sitting there in awe. He's one of the smartest people, and that's what got me bold on Fluid. We don't bet over here on projects. We bet on the people behind the projects. That's why we're bullish on Liquidium. That's why we're bullish on Fluid. And that's why we're bullish on so many other Ordzaar and stuff like that, is because of the people behind it. We know them. We had conversations with them, and Raul popped on, showed his face, you're just ready to go. And that was one big. And I want this token. I'm going to be using the swap. I like airdrops. I don't know about you, but
yeah. No, I agree. I think it's definitely a promising one. We're starting to see more and more utility, over on our side, and I love it because at the end of the day, like memes are fun. You make good, gains on those, but the longevity plays are going to be the utility plays. So,
yep. And remember too, they're borrowing lending, and this is pretty cool too. We're gonna actually do a tutorial on this. We're gonna create pool with it and stuff like that. So look out for that in the future. We're
next
also
week, hopefully.
Yeah, we're also in talks with these guys to do more. But yeah, for now, whatever, we're gonna really start pushing stuff out with the stuff that we truly believe in, and this is one of them over here. So
100%. All right. Okay, so let's see. We talked about Ordzaar. We hit fluids. This last bit of news is kind of, I would say, just more of kind of a positive note. Frogs pumped 50% over the weekend, and so
Huge.
that was actually really, really big. For the frogs, is that we needed that, right? They got all the way to 0.07. I think I want to say like maybe 0.78 or something like that.
Yeah.
Consistent buys between 15 and 22 buys. So it looked like, I had a couple DMs and they're like, why is the frogs pumping right now? One thing that automatically came to mind, the first thing was the plus 25% bonus that Magic Eden was giving out. But like that was also happening on other, things like the Runestone, Blob, which were cheaper than the frogs. So you can technically do that, right? And then another thing that came to my mind was, okay, if I'm a, Frogs Well group or like from China or whatever, right? And I want to, get the floor price more stabilized. I'm not going to do that while there was a lot of frogs being staked in the seal, because if our group tries to stabilize the frogs floor and get it back to 0.1, and then the unstaking of the seal comes out, and there's a lot of people in the West and the East maybe that say, I don't want my frog anymore because I want something else that I can do short term, then that defeats that whole objective, right? And so I felt like maybe what they were waiting on was, hey, let's let these frogs come out of this seal, let's let the sell-offs happen, and then we'll try to restabilize in phases. And I think this might be the first phase. That's thinking a lot about that, I know, but at the same time, it makes sense to me, and I like to make stories in my mind that make sense.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It's just one of those things where it's like it had that bottom feel, right, at 0.48. Like, obviously, it's there could be different reasons, but just having that bottom there, I was like, you know what I mean, like I gotta buy this. I said it last week. I was like, like this. I saw an awesome frog on the floor. It was like green hoodie and green background. I was like, I just want this to have it, right?
Yeah.
And then I bought another one a few days later and stuff like that. It was just like being in the space now. I think me and you, we really can tell when something's bottoming, right? When something is just sitting there flat. It's been down only for a while, and now it's flat, and now it's popping. And I think that was it too. The frogs just got way too cheap, and I still think they're way too cheap. And I had someone recently, shout out ebook, he hit me up and I was like, damn dude, I was gonna buy one as that 0.48, but I didn't buy it. And he's like, now I regret it and stuff like that. So I feel like even if the frogs dip from here down to, let's just say 0.06 or 0.05, I think it's going to eat up quick. There's only 10,000 of these, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
tokens where you can buy a little bit here, a little bit there. Just very bullish on our ecosystem, and frogs, like them or not, they are here to stay. I mean, we're on Bitcoin. We're immutable. This will be a project that will be around for a very, 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 very long time. And I think this is, we're gonna look back on last week and be like, holy crap, I can't believe you were able to get them for 0.05.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. Distribution's still really good. I think it's number 3 at 5,600 out of 10,000, which is really good if you think about distribution from like 4 months ago. Just
Yeah,
in general, like NodeMonks actually has really good distribution too. I think they're at 5,700, and obviously the puppets have really great distribution, the best at 6,800.
yeah.
That's out of 10,000. That's so crazy to me. Because remember, like
Yeah.
6 months ago, the like Bitcoin frogs were like 4,000, and they were like leading. They're like 4,500, owners.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is that the frogs are still the best value play, in my opinion. We're starting to see the swamp be regularly, going weekly. We're gonna have Chikomo, which is pretty much taking that kind of load on his back in terms of like running the swamp spaces and stuff. We'll have him on the show next Wednesday. That should be fun. But yeah, the energy with the frogs community is definitely coming back. I think that it will continually build up, and then I've asked some OGs in the space. I'm like, what do you think, the frogs could get back to? And they say anywhere between 0.3 and 0.5, and which would be a little bit higher than the all-time high if it gets there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Bullish on ecosystem. Since we're over here, might as well just jump into market updates. I'm gonna run it with some just pop it over here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So we can just jump down the line here. We got the no monkeys in that number. I'm on the 7-day as always, and we're on the volume. So but they're ranked by volume, if anyone who doesn't know this. But we got the no monkeys in that number 1 spot sitting at 0.338, about 80 Bitcoin in volume over the 7-day period. Second is the Bitcoin puppets, and I really like seeing these top 2. I think the frogs should be in the top 3, and I think once these runes stuff goes away a little bit, the frogs and the quantum cats will be 3 and 4 instead of 6 and 7. But being these top 2 up here, man, it just makes me happy because this is our core digital artifact collections right here. Being these 4 right here, and you can probably add a few more in there as well. But these are these being up here. But yeah, we got the puppets sitting at 0.235, sitting at 66 Bitcoin in volume, followed by the rune pups. I don't think that airdrop has happened yet for those guys, but it's sitting at 0.054. Blob, epic, should be dropping soon. Some type of airdrop for these holders as well, and that is why they're in the top 5. Runestone still kicking, man. The United did announce that this has 3 meme tokens. The first one being dog, and there's 2 more. So if you see people holding this, that is for that reason. The Bitcoin Frog sitting in that 6th spot, sitting at 0.007. We were just talking about them. They have 29 Bitcoin in volume. That's huge, man, for the frogs. They haven't had that much volume in like months. And then Quantum Cats, people are still holding this really tight to themselves because for that magic internet money token. People want that, and that's why it's sitting at 0.388. And Udi did say if you have your cat listed, when that happens, then you will not get a cat. And they do have a new collection, Bitcoin Wizards. It's their old collection, but it's also a newer collection they're dropping as well. I don't know if it's an add-on to that or it's something different, but I did hear people talking about there's new quests and stuff to get these Bitcoin Wizards that they're creating. So that could be the reason why people are holding them too. Yeah. There's a new collection they're dropping soon. But that might dilute these a little bit too. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's just something that I'm hearing as well. I'm gonna get more news on that and make it a story for one day this week. Ordinal Maxi Biz sitting at 0.386 with 23 Bitcoin in volume, followed by R6 Meta Protocol. This is mining R6 Season 2 token, just kind of the same as the Runestone, but this is actually the longer you hold it, the more you mine. And if you get a booster, you can boost that. Sitting at 0.03. Based Angels sitting at 0.005. I thought this was a project that kind of would go away, but they're kind of staying strong here. Promethean sitting at 0.011. This fell down to 0.007, but bounced back once the CyberConks posted that potentially they're dropping something. You're gonna need a Promethean and some decentralized tokens to get that. I'm hoping it's a burn, but not sure. And then we got the shrooms. It looks like there was a sale on that. Sitting at 0.195. Followed by the antisocial frogs. This is another project that I'm bullish on. I think this is one of the reasons why the frogs might have pumped a little bit as well. Is this is a really cool collection that is it has that OMB feel, you know what I mean? So and it's frogs. So I think the frogs keep going up. These guys could see it bounce too. It's a cheap way to get some exposure. And then we got Bitmaps in that 14 spot. Bitmaps been really getting killed, but we do have Blockamoto on our show next week. Should be really fun. I think he's on Wednesday. Maybe we'll have it out on Thursday or Friday, but that should be a really good one. He was one of the interviews, I think, way back when we said it was like, who would you love to get on? Blockamoto was one of the top guys we would love to get on, and we're finally gonna have him on, so that's awesome. And then we got the Pizza Ninjas. Trevor did drop some alpha over Asia. I didn't get the alpha, but I'm just hearing that he dropped something, so we're gonna dig into that from people who were there, and that is why this is up a little bit. This was sitting at 0.1 last week, now 0.127. Followed by the Natcat sitting at 0.028, and the Trump Puppet sitting at 0.00054. And I think that is your digital asset market update for this week.
Yep. All right. I can jump into the runes real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So in terms of the top 100 runes, this is by market cap. Let's go by volume and see how the volume's done. Pups is number one here. I'm not shocked. So they've had that bridge come over from the BRC20 token. Their market cap's at right under 200 million. It's going to be interesting how this does, because I feel like Pups liquidity is spread out everywhere. You have Pups on Solana, Pups still probably a little bit on BRC20. Then you have this, and then you have the actual collection, and then you have like derivatives and all that stuff. So imagine if they just focused all their liquidity into like the main things. They would be huge market cap. Really all right, and then you have Dog Go to the Moon at that second spot in terms of volume. So sitting at a little over 500,000, and then right under 500,000 here, and then Arctic Genesis token right there with Dog Go to the Moon as well, sitting in at number 3 spot. So you have 193, 248, and $185 million market caps in the top 3. Right there. So those are the three-headed monster right now, I feel like. And then after that, the Donald Trump's been really popular as of late. This token, Runes token's at $4.2 million. It's number 4 in 24-hour volume. Then you have Satoshi Nakamoto coming at number 5, $32 million market cap, 71,000 in total volume. Sitting at $1.53. Wado Wado Pingu comes in at number 6, 56,000 in 24-hour volume, $10 million market cap. 10.8 million. Decentralized, this is the sleeper in my opinion in this top 10, sitting at 55,000 in total volume, $36 million market cap, and there's tons of holders. So this is the sleeper for me, but we'll see what happens. They've been teasing stuff for about a project and stuff. Number 8 is Fehu. This is the mystery token. We have no idea what the heck's going on with it. It's $30,000 and 30.8 thousand in total volume, 24 hours, and $2.5 billion market cap, which is definitely a little bit misleading there. A lot, I feel like. And then Wanko Manko Runes comes in at number 9 with right under $30,000 in total volume, $11.9 million market cap. And then Lobo, the Wolf Pup, comes in at number 10 at $20,000 in total volume and $15.7 million market cap. And I'll just shout out Epic, because it's right here. It's number 11. This is the Blob. This is the Rune token that was has the parent of the Epic Sat. So sitting there, number 11. But that's kind of the Runes update. Runes is definitely still trying to find its floor as a ecosystem or a market, but it seems to be finding it here the past day or so, hopefully, and then we'll see what happens once things get a little bit better market conditions overall in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna jump onto I'll show the tap tokens, and then maybe you can go over the BRC20s.
Yeah, sure.
So right now, we still have minus tap is that number 1 token over here. something that I was DCing a few weeks ago. Bullish on this because Benny said he has plans for it. I don't know what the plans are, but we'll see what happens with that. DMT net in that second spot. And not much volume over here on Sats X. I know there's some more on Ordinal as well, but I just like this as a feature. And then Karma is that 3 spot. Sora, Gib got that fire symbol. Gib's been pretty hot lately. And then we have DRK followed by Net. Traverse is over here. Pep, DMT, Baked, Cheese. I think this ecosystem, and the reason I'm showing this is I just think this ecosystem really pops once Tap liquidity comes. Tap is doing their sale, their pre-sale on, or I guess you could say their token launch on CoinList. And CoinList had Solana, Filecoin, a lot of amazing projects coming out of there. And I'm very bullish on those guys because they do their due diligence and they'll be launching Tap. And I think once that happens, you're going to see a lot of liquidity running into some of these tokens over here. So I just think we have to keep an eye on them. Like I said, not much volume over here on SatsX, but there definitely is some, this being the highest with 228 transactions on minus Tap. But that, I just definitely want to bring that to your attention. This is definitely an ecosystem that's going to be on fire in the next coming weeks, months, but we'll see.
Yep. And I'm just trying to get the OKX BRC20 market up. So give me a second.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so it's by volume. We'll just do the top 10 here as well. Number 1 is Pi at 440,000. So OKX's volume is not too bad for BRC20s, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're looking at a $44 million market cap for Pi. Number 2 is Core. I've been hearing about Core too. It's at 420,000 in 24-hour volume, $31.79 million market cap. Number 3 is Pup. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's kind of the liquidity is still split up. You got $304,000 in 24-hour volume, dude. That's a lot for them having a Runes token too. Market cap is 170 million, so it's almost this dude. That's crazy to me. It's almost the same as the Runes token right now. Then you have Sola, which is number 4, 162,000 in total volume and 135,000 market cap. Pin, 158,000 in total volume for 24 hours, and then $18.9 million market cap. Wizard at number 6, $132,000 in 24-hour volume, and then $92.41 million market cap. Rats at number 7. Rats popping back up here, $47.4 thousand dollars in 24-hour volume and $122 million market cap. So the market cap's still there. SN $47,000 in total 24-hour volume, and then $6.03 million market cap. PGFI $37.13 thousand in 24-hour volume, $9.04 million market cap, and number 10 is AINF, $36.7 thousand in 24-hour volume and a $1.28 million market cap. So definitely volume is still here. It's not crazy, but it's still kind of comparable to what Magic Eden's doing with Rune. So who knows what happens here? But you know, that's what we're looking at in terms of the BRC20 market update. So
could you check on tracking Ghosty for me?
Yeah, let's see.
Because those 2 tokens that are not over on the SatX.
Yeah. Well, and they also weren't really ever huge on the in the Asian market, which OKX dominates. So you see Track here at number 24, sitting at $5,000 in total volume, $46 million market cap, and then Ghosty is here at $35,000 in total volume and $9.98 million in market cap, which is so juicy to me. I feel like that is so crazy. Like their market cap is ridiculously low for how much they've been doing in terms of doing actual things to make their business side better. But I think once like that alt season kicks in, or like after Bitcoin really takes off, Ghosty will be one that I think like will get a lot of attention. It will get a lot of attention because they'll be like, that's over in Bitcoin, or like, especially if the Bitcoin ecosystem start to, really thrive in alt season, you'll hear people talk about it, and be like, oh, that's our early infrastructure play. And like, I could see Ghosty if like their utility continually grows and there's people from outside that are big whales and they're trying to push this narrative of like utility, Ghosty could get to like multiple $100 million market cap and higher,
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
What's hot is hot during that time, basically,
I'm Ghosty and Tracker, two of the tokens that I'm most bullish BRC20 wise. They're like the only two BRC20s that I personally own. And I've been DCing in the Ghosties for that exact reason. I just think that it's just so undervalued for the amount. I just go to their Twitter every single day. It's just insane. But shout out to those guys. Shout out to the Tap ecosystem. I'm getting bullish on Tap, guys. Me and Yagobi were very early to a lot of things, and we feel like we're going to be very early to this once again. I mean, we were super early to Tap. We were minting tokens.
Track.
Tap. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
But
we were literally ground zero.
but Tap's going to put a lot of money into this ecosystem, right? From the outside, people are just trying to get in from CoinList. Oh, CoinList launches, let me get in on this. And they have a Tap token, right? Which gives them, they sell it into the Bitcoin stuff. Now they're in the ecosystem, and people love to get into derivatives of things. And a lot of these tokens are going to be like, like Track and like, it's Ghosty and stuff are really going to take off because of that. But not financial advice whatsoever, just something that we're doing personally. And I think that's our show.
Yeah, for sure. I want to give a shout out to our Web3 partners, Traverse Labs and Protheum Dex. As you guys can obviously see, and that's been a great experience. And we put the Traverse video out last week. Shizzy did a great job in walking you guys through that. I was here cheerleading that on in the background, but it was a team effort. It was a team effort. 100%. But these are like brands that like we believe in, and obviously or else we wouldn't have gone through the process of that. And so if you guys ever have any questions, go to our Discord, because there is a Traverse Labs channel there, so you can get some help with that. Other than that, we're getting really prepped for Bitcoin conference in July. So please go to our website. If you need tickets, you can get 21% off if you pay in Bitcoin. You can just click that banner right there, and you'll get redirected to the page to purchase your tickets. Also, if you go down to the menu, you can click on our store link there. If you click on that, it'll take you to some merchandise here, some branded merchandise. We're adding new designs. We're gonna add some like puppets and some different stuff as well. But there's if you just don't even have a Bitcoin hat, you can just order one from here directly. It's really simple. That supports the show as well, so you guys would be supporting us, so we appreciate that. As well as the Bitcoin conference tickets, but you do get that discount. We put a new article out about Fluid tokens. Guys, just learn up on these guys. They are building heads down. I feel like they move very fast in the space, and there's an article that kind of will break things down for you guys. And I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, if you guys, we're also going to be doing member only lives. This weekend was a little tough. I had my son's birthday and then Mother's Day, but we're definitely going to have some members only live videos for you guys, where just the members kind of get an idea of what we're thinking. No question is off limits. You can ask us about our personal portfolios or whatever, but we're going to have more of them. We'll probably have one this week. Look out for that. Maybe we'll have one. Maybe I'll have two this week, but we're gonna talk about that and get into that with you guys. And we appreciate you guys so much. And we'll be here all week. Remember, we're here Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Pacific. So definitely check us out if you're in any of those time zones. We appreciate you guys. And also in Europe, I think we're like 2 p.m. over there, 3 p.m. over there. No, it might be like 4 or 5, actually. I don't know the time zones. But check us out. We're live. Just go to our YouTube. I'll have the page up today. You can see what time it is. So definitely check that out. Appreciate you guys. And that's the show.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.